How's it going, internets? I hope you're having a lovely day. It's that time again. It's time to get into some animation, time to get that imagination all revved up, get into some creativity, and it's time to get inspired. And today's inspiration comes from Max Dunbar. If you're not familiar with his work, check right over here. He is a wonderful comic book artist and illustrator. He's worked on some Baldur's Gate, Dungeons and Dragons, to name a couple of my favorites of his stuff. You can check him out on DeviantArt. I'll throw some links in the description below, but let's take a look at a couple of his beautiful illustrations. He just has a way of nailing perspective, nailing layout of each and every one of his pieces, and throwing a ton of detail, and everything's really on point. Just wonderful structure to each and every one of his images. His line work's really great. He's got some great expression in there with really simplified lines, which is difficult to keep it to keep perspective in there and your anatomy in there and everything, and to try and nail it down to like a single sharp line like that is really difficult, and he does such a wonderful job of it. He's got such a creative mind, so I definitely want you guys to check out more of his stuff. I will throw that link in the description below. These ones especially, just look at that perspective that he had to nail in there, and all the detail and everything just works so well together, and that's tough. And you get this whole line of action through there that's really nice. But yeah, that perspective. There's another one, I think I grabbed it, this one. Look at how much detail he threw into just each one of these, into this piece in particular. That's just a insane amount of detail that he put in here. It must have taken quite a long time to get all those perspectives nailed in, and to get everything working well to create such a thorough and exciting and intricate piece like this one. But I did want to share a quote with you guys that I was able to find from him, and that said, just keep at it. If one thing isn't working, switch it up and try something new. And I think that's a great quote. There's two parts in there that I think are key. To just keep at it, practice makes perfect. Keep pushing, keep going every day. Another step in your journey. We talk about that stuff a lot. And the other thing is switch it up. If one thing isn't working, try something new. And I think there's a balance you have to find in there somewhere too, because sometimes your idea might work, but you just have to keep at it to perfect it. And sometimes the idea just doesn't work, and then you have to just give it up and be okay with giving it up and going on to something different. And I think it's tough to know which one and what timing, and if you're hit as much as you can out of a certain idea, if you should just let it go, or which one. And so I think there's some tough stuff in there, but also some really motivational stuff. So let's go ahead and get into some animation. This is the Airship rig. It can be found on 3dfiggins.com. I'll throw a link in the description below. And if you're not familiar with what we'll be doing for the rest of the videos, we give ourselves 48 frames, give or take a few. I go off and I find a rig that I've never used before. It's a free resource for you guys to play around with as well. And we kind of go from there. A little bit of over the shoulder, just hang out with me while I animate, a little bit of talking through the process. But most of all, the main goal of doing these videos each and every day is to hopefully encourage you guys and inspire you to go off and create your own stuff using your own unique imagination, your own special voice, your own creativity, and to hopefully take another step each and every day towards mastering whatever medium it is that you're passionate about. So let's go ahead and play around here. Now this is going to be an interesting one. I think I'm just going to do kind of an idle animation here, because I think it'd be fun enough just with the controllers that we have here that we could do some interesting things there. So I think to start off, I'm just going to pull this in a little bit more and go ahead and grab everything, make sure we just got our NURB curves, NURB surfaces, and polygons selected. And we've got our frame range set from 0 to 48. Go ahead and save our file. We are using Autodesk Maya 2014 for today's video. For more information on that and everything we've talked about so far, check out the links in the description below. And let's go ahead and set our first key. Now, I kind of want this to be slow, but I think I'll keep it to 12s for right now. So maybe 14s. Let's go 14s. Go a little bit slower. And let's go higher, lower, and then we've got 35, 42, higher, and that'll be what, 56. Go back there. Let's see. Animator's graph editor. Let's tweak that up a little bit more, just so it's not as much movement. I could bring that one down a little bit, but there's still have some variety throughout. So let's see. Okay, and then we'll grab this ball section, and we'll go out. It was working before, come on. I wonder if this thing got keyed, if that's it. Okay, let's leave that and let's see. Maybe we can go here. Delete all that. See if we can do it now. There we go. Okay. So I just want to key this controller. We'll set that. We'll have it drag down here. 21 will go up here. And then 14 frames from that would be, what, 35? Down. And then, what, 49? Up, and then back again. Let's see. Maybe it should start off lower here. And then go higher on these points. Maybe not that high. Let's see. And let's not have them go so low. Let's see. Maybe start off a little bit lower there. Not as high there. Let's see. Let's find a middle ground there. Let's see. Maybe a little bit more movement. Let's see. Feels like it should be down a little bit more. We'll start even lower. Let's see. Maybe we'll balance out the up and down on everything here a little bit more even. So that we can get a better grasp of her. Bring it down even more, just keep it down. Maybe not as much up. Maybe a little more up here. So let's see. It feels a little too slow. Like it should be about 2 frames sooner. So let's try that now. let's look at the rotate. Maybe we'll rotate it. Do we not have a rotate on here? Darn. Okay. Let's see, what can we do here? What can we do with this controller here? Guess we could do a little bit of down, back, down, back again. Let's see that. Okay, and we could probably do a little bit of tilt here as well. Go back. Alright, let's see how we like that. I'll just do a little bit of that in there. So scale it back here. Let's see. Now what can we do here? Do a little bit of swing forward, swing back. Just try and mix it up a little bit more. Just a little bit of that. See if that feels good. I feel like this could maybe hold up a little bit higher. So maybe we'll give ourselves 4 frames from there. We'll key here. And 4 frames after that, which would be here. And I'll key that. So we'll kind of make that feel a little bit heavier. Maybe we'll minimize it a little bit more. Try to add a sense of weight there to it. Now let's make the spin overall a little bit faster. So the blade spin. Make it at like 500. See if it's a little bit faster now. Crank it up even more. Doesn't seem like it really does a whole lot there. It's the top rotation. So what's this plate spin then? What controller is this doing? Maybe there's a different one that I'm seeing. Let's go back to 800 here. Yeah, it must be this secondary one here. It's doing that. Okay. Yeah, let's look at the top rotation. We'll go, what, 300 here. Let's see. We'll go 300 there, so let's see. Okay, now it's a little bit faster. Let's try and make this, let's say this maybe at 500 for that blade spin, because it's jerking around for some reason. Maybe like 800. 1,000. Trying to get it so that it will come back to kind of a similar position here, but it's kind of a funky controller. $2,000. What was it doing? Come on. Doesn't really seem to change that much actually, but whatever. It's gonna make our loop a little crusty just because it's gonna flick back. If I leave it at 0. And then just keep it at 0. Is it gonna be fine there, or is it still gonna go on its own? Alright, it must be a different controller than that I'm thinking that is. It's not that. Low spin. Nope. Piston up. What am I looking at here? Got something that moves then. It's kind of cool. Alright, we'll take a couple steps back there. Let's see. Maybe it's just, can we move this individually? Maybe that's what we need to do. Let's delete that then. Maybe that's why we're having some problems there. Start off there, and then we'll go way around to grab this one and this one, set them there, and then we'll rotate them all the way around so they go back to there. There. Alright, now maybe what we need to do is grab all of these things here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Set them all there. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, and let's grab them all. And just delete that. this. And then do a little bit of rotate. No, that's not going to work. Thought I could do a little bit of drag there, but it doesn't appear that we can. Let's see. Probably do some in and out on this guy at least, right? Set it there. At 21, we can push it further a little bit, just to get some variety there still. It's not perfect, but at least it'll offer us something there. And I'll bring it back. Maybe we could have this up and hold it down a little bit longer. So key it at 8. And is that 3 frames later? Key that there. We can just hold it down a little bit lower here. Add a little more weight too. We got to spin it a little bit more, which would be the top rotation, right? Yeah. So I'll just take that, crank that up a little bit higher, make it a little bit faster. Maybe we could add a little bit more rotate in here as well. Or a little bit of weight shift too, let's see. Go a little bit that way, 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 and back to 0. Let's see. Yeah, we'll tone that down a little bit more. Just trying to loosen it up a little bit. Only got a couple controllers to play with, so let's keep playing with them. And then we'll do a little bit of side to side here. Go that way, this way again, that way again, and back to 0. yeah, that seems to work. I don't think there's too much more we could really do to play up with the controllers we have this idea too much. So I think we'll maybe have it be a shorter video, only about half as long today, I guess. So we'll go ahead and we'll create a little background here for it and everything. But I think we'll use that. We can definitely, you know, spend some more time polishing it, but I think the idea works so far. So let's see what we can do to liven the idea up a little bit more just from everything else here. So let's create a backdrop here, just so we have a different color to work with. And we'll assign a new material to it. Working. Alright, put a Lambert on there. Looks like it should be maybe a little bit of a bluish gray. Okay. Trying to see what would be a good camera angle to go with here. I think that'll work. So let's take a look back at where we started. A little bit of a shorter one today, but we were looking at the beautiful work of Max Dunbar, and he said, just keep at it. If one thing isn't working, switch it up and try something new. I think we got it as much as we can really to push out of this rig. We could spend some more time putting on 1s and 2s, but I think it's workable at this point. A little bit of a shorter video today, but that never hurt anybody. So I hope you guys are taking another step in your journey towards mastering whatever medium it is that you're passionate about. I love you guys lots. Thanks for hanging out with this little bit of a shorter frame one, but I think we still got something in here, a little sense of weight there and everything too. So I think that'll wrap it up for today. Thanks again. You guys are awesome. I love you lots, and we'll see you for some more animation tomorrow.